What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at this Mattel Masters of Universe Origins, Princess of Power, She-Ra, and Swiftwind. So pretty cool for that. So just starting off with the box design here. Really big, tall box, but once you see how it is in the box, you kind of get that. But celebrating the 40th anniversary of She-Ra, Princess of Power. So we get the nice Princess of Power design there. Of course, She-Ra and Swiftwind, as we'll see. Nice gold design there that looks a lot like She-Ra's design and stuff. Spin around to the back, see more of that, honoring the 40th anniversary of She-Ra there. So it looks pretty cool for all that. But this is just a nice big slip cover over the top that will then slide off here, and we get the all plastic design with our figures. So there we get She-Ra riding on Swiftwind, so that's pretty cool. So nice big horse design, like unicorn horse design with the wings and all that, looks cool. And another She-Ra figure there, looks pretty awesome with a nice background design for the 40th anniversary and all that. So it looks pretty cool for this 2-pack. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So here we have She-Ra and Swiftwind that look pretty good together. Of course, we'll start off with looking at She-Ra herself. So it looks pretty good overall with the design of her here. Of course, looks like the She-Ra we've had before. I think it looks more like the show version. I forget what they call it, like the cartoon collection. It looks more like that design because we do have that She-Ra. That's more what this looks like. You know, a lot of similarities between it. The only real difference is that she now has this see-through blonde hair sort of flowing there, which again, if you put her on Swiftwind, kind of makes sense why it'd be flowing in the wind there. But we get her nice headdress piece with the nice wings, of course, the little bin up there, but I get the little like crown on her head and stuff, and overall decent look for She-Ra in the face design there. Then we get her white dress that has like little logo design there on her chest, nice belt design, gold bracelets there on her wrist, and then gold boots on her feet as well, with the nice red cape hanging off the back there as well. So nice fabric cape there. Now, of course, with her hair design, like I said, it always kind of looks weird in the way it's flowing in the wind. Just like having her stand here, it looks kind of awkward, but at least it does differentiate it a little bit compared to like our past She-Ra. But for movement, it's going to be the same as all the MOTU Origins figures, so the head will twist all the way around there, of course getting stuck in the cape, so that's around at least. You can look down that far and then up that far, so just a little bit of rocking back and forth. We get the shoulders that do come up to 90 and will rotate around, get the single elbow joint that bends towards 90 with rotation, and then the wrist will twist all the way around and has the hinge up and down hand there. Then we get the twist at the waist, so twist all the way around, and the hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. Ooh, she can pretty much do the splits there, which is pretty nice. Then down to the single knee joint, that'll bend up that far to the back, that has rotation in it. Shin twist all the way around at the top of the boot as well, and then the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So again, yes, this is standard MOTU Origins movements for the figures, so especially for She-Ra is going to be pretty much exactly like her past one. And then she comes with some additional accessories as well. So we get her sword of protection, so it's in this nice blue and like sort of see-through color, so that's pretty cool. So let's put this into her hand. So there she's got the sword there, so I like that blue color and stuff. I think it looks pretty nice. And then she also comes with her shield as well, that's again more in this blue color, so it's got some of the silver like the classic one, but transitions into the blue there with the see-throughness. So I'll put this in her left hand. So there's She-Ra with her sword and shield. Now that looks pretty decent overall. Like I said, at least with the color change with the hair and the weapon stuff, does differentiate her some from the last version. And speaking of, here is that last She-Ra, so we get this version, so you can see bodies, you know, relatively same. I do like that the blue, I thought it was going to be see-through, but it's just more of a teal color. It looks like shiny teal there in the midsection. Like I said, the hair is now this see-through yellow color compared to the solid color last one. The old one had a plastic cape, which I probably like a little bit more because it just stays in place, where this one has the fabric, but I assume because you're putting it on a horse, they needed the fabric. And then, like I said, the different weapon colors, so going from the silver to the see-through blue with the weapons, looks pretty good there. So just the difference, like I said, this is the cartoon collection one, so like I said, most likely looks like this because the normal original Origins design does not look anything like this at all. So like this design overall for She-Ra. And then of course we also get her horse of Swiftwind, which is pretty nice, which was the horse of Princess Adora named Spirit, that then turns into Swiftwind when she calls on the power, very much like Cringer turning into Battle Cat. So it looks pretty nice. So we have it here in the unicorn form, but we can strip it down, just have it into the normal horse form as well. But the unicorn, we get the headpiece on here with the nice hot pink color with the blue outlining around it, around the eyes, and the unicorn horn, and obviously that just comes right off. And I love that the horse even has a nice crown design there with the jewel on it. So just like I said, obviously we get this headpiece for it that we can then easily take off, and then it also has the harness as well that has the wings built in, so for being like almost like a Pegasus or whatever there. So it gets the wings, like I said, fold this way, so you get the wings that do fold out there. Nice color with the yellow, pink, and blue, looks good. So they will fold out like that, giving the wings of the horse. And of course we get the saddle nice in blue, another pink strap going across the front, outline in blue with the little stirrups there, and then we get the tail on the back, so it's in a nice orange color, the mask with the mane and stuff, and then an all white horse, get some orange hooves there as well. So nice nice to have Swiftwind there. And then of course we can take our She-Ra and put her on the back. So there we can have She-Ra riding on Swiftwind into battle there. So pretty nice for her. And of course, like I said, it's very similar to He-Man and Battle Cat. So we can just go ahead and bring in He-Man and Battle Cat here. So we get the brother and sister on both of their mounted steeds, or whatever we want to call them there. So we get She-Ra on Swiftwind and He-Man on Battle Cat. So that's all pretty cool. But as I mentioned, we can sort of like strip Swiftwind down here to turn it into spears. So again, we just take this piece off and then we can undo the harness here. So there you can have Swiftwind stripped down just to spear. So we get it in all white horse. And what's cool is that the saddle's even a separate piece. So we can still even put the saddle back on to have, She-Ra be able to ride it. So there we can even stop spear and put She-Ra on it as well. So pretty nice. And now that we have the horse stripped down, we can do the movements a lot easier. So the head will move up and down. So it moves up that far before the mane hits in with the other part of the mane and can look down that far. So that's nice with a little bit of twisting side to side. Then we get the next section that can move up. So look up really far and then down really far as well. So you can have it like down grazing in the grass and stuff, and that'll twist side to side. Then we go to the legs. So we get the front legs. They'll move back and forth there. I'm not sure it'll go that far forward and that far back. So that's about your range there. And then down to like a knee joint. So that can move back there. So bend back that far. And of course, each of these has a little bit of rotation in it. Down to lower, almost like ankle joint to move back as well. So you get that in different positions. That'll be the same for both on the front. And then the back, we get the leg. Of course, that clicks more into place. You get pretty far forward and back there. And then we get the joints as well. So like the knee joint or whatever that joint, thigh joint, the knee joint, and then down to like what would be the ankle as well to move back and forth. And again, each of those has rotation in them as well to get the legs all adjusted. And then finally we get the tail at the back. They'll move up and down and twist side to side. So you get all the different joints and stuff there that you can move around. Of course, getting a horse to stand is never the easiest, but I can mess around with it. But with some adjusting, you can get Spirit to stand there as well once again. And again, we could take She-Ra. Of course, she'd be more in Princess Adora form at this point and put her on the horse there as well. So that is pretty nice. Love that we can switch that out to have it between the different forms. But of course, I'll go and transform him back. And they're back in Swiftwind form now. We can have She-Ra riding back on Swiftwind. So pretty cool to get this 2-pack of She-Ra and Swiftwind. Probably, I mean, I'm not surprised that we really got it, but I never really thought we'd really probably get Swiftwind just because I feel She-Ra is not nearly as popular as He-Man. And then, of course, a lot of like He-Man's like Battle Cats and stuff set on shelves for years and clearanced out and everything. But it's also not surprising they did it through Mattel Creations instead of just, out in the stores and all that. But really cool to get Swiftwind to go along with She-Ra. So really like the horse design with the unicorn Pegasus sort of combination, whatever there, and the nice bright colors and all that looks pretty cool. So a nice addition to our collection. So let me know what you thought of She-Ra and Swiftwind down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know what that like and hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.